Hello amazing leaders, and welcome to day 18 of the 90-day challenge. Today's lesson has come from my mum. So yesterday she sent me a message and shared something with me that she thought not only I would find interesting, but hopefully you would as well. And it's around your comfort zones. And the quote that she sent me was, "Many people prefer the comforts of their past to the risks of the future." And it's true, isn't it, that a lot of us are very comfortable, or we get to a comfortable stage where we don't look to challenge ourselves anymore. And I guess this is what the 90-day challenge is for me, is to make sure that I'm always improving, always looking to do something different. It's not easy to keep up something for 90 days. That's why it's a good test to see if you can do it or not. But a lot of us have a view that things are impossible or really difficult. And the reality is that trying something new, it's not difficult, but it's different. And we have to keep ourselves in check to make sure we're not just putting excuses in front of us so that we don't try something new. Because everything appears impossible at first until we try it. You think about as a child, as a baby, a toddler, when we were walking, we fell on our faces a lot, but we kept going. Lots of encouragement from people around us to keep getting up and keep going, keep trying. And you think at first it would be impossible to do that. This baby's never walked before, it may have crawled, but then it starts to walk and it holds on to things, and then it lets go and walks from one parent to another and things like that. Then nothing really changes as we get older. In reality, things get easier. Learning to walk from crawling is a really big thing to do. So think about what it is that we can do that challenges ourselves out of our comfort zones. Bear Grylls, who I really love and follow, he says it's our comfort pit because we kind of wallow in it and we feel comfortable in there. So you've got to really struggle to get yourself out of it. But if you do something on a regular basis, hopefully it becomes easier to try new things. And even having the words and the mindset of I want to try new things. That's what the goal setting is all about. And we've just come through a good 10 days of different types of goal setting that we can do, and making your dreams come into realities by setting a goal. What is it that you want to do that challenges you? And the word impossible, I love that. Even itself, the word impossible, if you spell it out, says I'm possible. And I know that's a bit cheesy, but think of that. When someone says to you it's impossible, when you tell yourself it's impossible, if you're speaking words over other people and you say it's impossible, you've got to automatically think that no, it's I'm possible. So how do we change that narrative? So what can you do now easily before you start thinking things are impossible? You just got to pick one thing that you think is difficult and work at it till it becomes easy. And that's often the hardest part, is that first step, that first stage of doing something. And again, the goals are really good at that. Make an amazing 3D goal where you can put whatever you want on and whatever date you want on. You don't have to do it by the end of the day. You can set it out for many years to come if you want to, giving yourself time to be able to focus on making it happen and making it become a reality. And then what automatically happens as well is we form an amazing habit. We do it daily or weekly or whenever the time period is that you need to do it. We form this amazing habit. And we're going to talk about habits in another podcast later on as well. So my advice to you is break it down into small pieces. What can you do right now that moves you a step closer? You don't have to complete it all in your mind or physically. Just what can you do today? Is there something you can buy? Is there something you can look up online? Is there someone you can talk to who knows already how to do the thing that you're trying to do? Is it just the fact that you can put it down as an amazing 3D goal? Whatever it is, you've got to try and move closer to that goal and do it as regularly as you can. Nobody runs a marathon from never running at all. They go through a training process. And whether it's a physical marathon of 26.2 miles or whether it's a mental marathon of doing whatever it is, might be studying or learning something you've never learnt before, break it down into small pieces, manageable sizes, so that you can feel that you're progressing. And one thing to do that's really good, and I do this as well, is to have it on a calendar. and put the days of the days you've accomplished something. So it might be day 1, or it might be a countdown from day 90 to day 1. Whatever it is, put it on something physical, a piece of paper, a calendar that you've got, and write it out. You can go online and use Excel to create a calendar and put whatever else you want in there. You might want to put multiple things in there, or different things have different time schedules. Maybe it's not every day, but it's once a week or 3 times a week, whatever it might be for what you're trying to do. And I've got that as my fitness challenge. I've got each day of what I'm supposed to be doing on there, and it's a wonderful sense of achievement when you can tick it off physically with a pen onto some paper. It really works on your psychology as well when you can do that. So think about writing it down, writing something out so that you can tick it off each day. You can then see the progress that you've been making, and your brain won't want you to miss a day. That's the other key point in this. Use all these tricks and these tips and these habit forming ideas. They're there for a reason. We're on day 18 of this 90-day challenge. And we're on 18 and I haven't missed a day for a reason. It's because we're forming habits. I'm making sure that I'm doing it every single day. And whether anybody listens or not, I know my mum will listen, she's my biggest fan, so that's wonderful. But if anyone else listens or not, I'm doing it for me, for my children in the future that they may want to listen to this, and hopefully to help other people as well. And if I can just encourage one person today to start their journey on something new, something that takes them out of their comfort zone, and they take some risk. And I love, as you know, Jim Rohn, who said that all things are risky. The moment we were born, it got risky. Think about buying a house, that's risky. Think about getting married, that's risky. Think about having children, that's risky. Starting in business, that's risky. It's all risky. But think of the other side of not doing it. You're going to get to the end of your days one way or another, and if you didn't take the risk, you're going to regret that. And is the regret of not doing it bigger than the regret of actually doing it? He said, do you want to know how risky it is? And this is the truth. He said, none of us get out alive. So I want to encourage you today, take some risk. Get out of your comfort zone. Do something new for the first time, or pick something up that you tried before, that you put down, that you want to do again, and set yourself a challenge, set yourself an amazing 3D goal around it. Write a great description, put a date by it that's important to you. Get something on a calendar so you can tick off each day. Do it as big and as bold as you can, so you know that each day you're moving a step closer to that end result that you want. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you'll have an amazing day. And remember, why be average when you can be amazing?